Ciao a tutti ragazzi di Lorenzo Nail, benvenuti in questa nuova intervista. Siamo qui con Stoffel Vandoorne. Here we are with Stoffel Vandoorne, Formula E driver. Dico questa cosa in italiano, condurrò il resto dell'intervista in inglese. L'intervista sarà sottotitolata in italiano, per cui da adesso in poi parlerò solo in inglese. Hi Stoffel, how are you?
Hi Lorenzo, I'm very good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm also fine. I'm very happy to do again an interview with you. We did it last year, but I had a problem with the recording. So now we are recording with Skype. It shouldn't have problems. Let's start. Last year you ended the season second. Do you think this will be the championship here? Yeah.
Well, it's very hard to say because of the nature of Formula E. For sure, last year we had a great season, finishing second myself in the drivers' championship and third in the team championship. So it was a very successful season for the first year as Mercedes in the series. So obviously the ambitions and the targets for this year are very high, but we need to be realistic that this is still only our second year. We know that there is still a lot of work to do, and also the circumstances we had to face last year with the impact of the coronavirus, the fact that we had to do 6 races in Berlin meant that it was something that we've never done before, and we managed to make the most of it. So hopefully this year the season will be more normal. We will be hopefully able to race under more normal conditions, go to all the circuits around the world again, and have a normal calendar. So our targets are high. I think we have a good car again this year. We showed that at the end of the last season we had a competitive package, and this year we have a completely updated package, which has been an improvement in every area, let's say. But it's still, we have to wait and see how good the car is, and how much progress the competition have made as well. But I'm optimistic, and in Formula E we have to score points every weekend, try to be as consistent as possible, and then try to be in the championship mix until the end, because everything is possible.
Okay, McLaren announced they will join Formula E with Gen 3 cars. If they'd offer you to go back to their team, will you accept?
Well, they haven't announced officially that they are joining. They have announced an option to join in the Generation 3 cars, which doesn't mean necessarily they are going to join. So they have an interest for sure, but it's not on the radar. I'm with Mercedes. I'm in a very very good position with Mercedes in the championship. They have showed that a manufacturer like them, they have won in everything they have done before. They are world champions in Formula One. They've had a very successful career in the DTM series, and this is the priority right now is to have a very successful program in Formula E. So my future is with them.
Okay, let's say something. You have the possibility to take one aspect from Formula One and take it to Formula E. What would this aspect be?
I mean, they're very hard to compare because they are completely different series, different platforms. But I think one aspect where Formula One is still leading, let's say, is definitely the exposure that they have in the world. Obviously, this is very hard to replicate with Formula E at the moment because the championship is still so young. It's only existing 6 years. So this naturally requires more time, let's say, to get up to that level. But yeah, hopefully in the future, with Formula E being on the rise, with so many manufacturers involved now, and the world, let's say, going greener and putting more resources and efforts into electric cars and development. Hopefully, this championship will continue to grow as it has, and reach the same levels.
And let's reverse the question. If you could take an aspect of Formula E and take it to Formula One, what would it be?
I would say probably the electrification of the championship. Obviously, that's what makes the difference between them now. One is electric, one is still with hybrid engines, but in terms of the sustainability, in terms of what the championship is doing, Formula E, they're investing a lot and making a very big effort to be carbon neutral, to make the series as green as possible. So yeah, that's probably one thing I would try to carry over.
Another question. I made it last year, but I couldn't publish the interview. So, what is your favorite circuit in Formula E?
My favorite one at the moment, I would say Rome. I think is a great location of the circuit. It's also the circuit where I had my first podium in Formula E in season 5 with HWA. But I think in general is a good circuit because it has some very good structure behind it. It's got some good straights, it's got some wide corners, it's got some very narrow corners, but also in terms of the energy management we have to do during the race there, it's I think is one of the the kind of the best balanced, let's say, across the season. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Who is your best friend in the grid?
My best friend. I mean, I've got a lot of good friends around in Formula E. We have a little drivers group with a lot of the drivers in it, and I get along with most of them, to be honest. But in the end, we are competitors. We're friends off track. But once we put the helmet on, we only think about the competition and ourselves, really. Which it has to be that way to be able to perform.
And which is your worst enemy of the grid?
My worst enemy, I don't know. There's not one specific, not one specific person I would point out. I think everyone in Formula E realizes how difficult the championship is, how hard it is to get to the front. So there's a lot of respect across the drivers, across the grid. So yeah, I don't think anyone is kind of really enemies, let's say. Of course we are, we're fighting each other, but this is natural when you are competitive.
And which advice would you give to a young guy who wants to start in motorsport?
First of all, to follow his dreams and to really give 100% towards it, because it's the only way you'll have a chance to eventually make it is when you dedicate 100% to your passion. For sure, you always need a little bit of luck, but I think in a first instance you need the passion, the motivation to be able to to follow your dreams and to almost give up a lot of things, next to it. Let's say, you need to be willing to just go 100% for your target.
Okay, last question. Which is a driver you want to see in Formula E?
A driver I want to see in Formula E. Well, actually, there was one which was Norman Nato, but now he's obviously signed with Venturi this year because he's a good friend of mine, lives in Monaco as well, and we've been racing together since the junior series. But yeah, he never really got the great opportunities, let's say, to show his talent. And I'm just happy to see he's got a chance now to race with Venturi in Formula E, and he'll be able to show his qualities this year.
Okay, thanks to Stoffel Vandoorne, to Mercedes EQ for giving us this opportunity. We will see again on this web radio on February the 26th, I think, for the first race in Riyadh. And bye, hopefully we will see again on the circuits in person.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.